So now, me starting or?
No, I'll
Yes,
introduce. I'll introduce the
yes.
the school and your introduction. Whenever you are ready, Virtu.
Yes, go ahead.
Welcome to Back to School. Back to School is a conceptual rendering that we started approximately 15, 16 years ago in Stockton area. And then we had to discontinue because of the other social activities until the ADS, American Desi Society, sponsored and adopted it. This forum is very unique by itself because we bring in the speakers who are very unique in their trade, and they talk about the unique subjects. So it's one of those settings that we are specialists and we specialize in certain things. So we know all about our trade, but it is generally true that we do not know much about the other trades. And Back to School actually provides that service and education in a classroom setting. So it's like a teacher-student classroom type of setting. We generally listen, gain knowledge. We don't debate, we don't argue. We are in general supportive and have positive comments or editorials if we have some knowledge about that subject. And it's a very, very positive experience historically and recently for everybody. So today I have the pleasure and honor of introducing Mr. Rajinder Singh, who is well known to the Indian community and the community in general in our area in San Joaquin Valley. He has been very kind to us. He is involved in the activities of the ADS. He also owns a business called Shree Insurance brokerage. So he is specializing in gas stations, grocery stores, restaurants, liquor stores, convenience stores, franchises like 7-Eleven, McDonald's, Subway, and so on. Um, so he has vast experience and he's associated with numerous hundreds of underwriters to fulfill the insurance needs of people. So his experience is really unbeatable as far as the people that we know in this insurance business. And today he will talk about what our needs are and what insurance is actually, why we should have insurance, so what insurances are important. And I have requested him especially that what are some of the loopholes that we need to know when we are looking into getting insurance, for example, home insurance or auto insurance. So with that introduction, I would request Mr. Rajinder Singh to take over the microphone and start his presentation. Raji, this is all yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Deepak. Yeah, first of all, I will thank you to all American DC Member Society who invited me to share my insurance information on this platform. I'm so honored and I'm so thankful to every one of you. So first of all, what is the insurance? Basically, why we need insurance is a very good question about this, that insurance is basically to protecting from us from any financial loss. Or let's say if anything's happened to the bad to things or person we insured or it's insured, then it go back to the carrier and get back the things repair or damage, he get a reimbursement in the shape of. So this is a benefit for the insurance. And why we need insurance for? So we are protecting our families, our loved ones, our assets. So this is all about every person that is belongs to his family. They want who loves the most. They want him to protect them. So insurance basically, it's another way, it's kind of mechanism for protecting against losses during claims, injuries, and unforeseen events which happen anywhere with anyone. So it's a very cool thing on the insurance side of like what we do in exchange of a pool of transferring the risk. We are paying a minimum amount of the payment and versus we compare, we cover loss of huge damages if anything's happened. So we just pay a little premium and cover exchange of that transferee pool of risk, which is awesome to be covered under anything happen, anything versus premium. So that is called we once we pay the premium. So I'm proud to be honor leading company in United States. All companies are ratings with I'm dealing with, and we are so proud to deal with all A rating carriers in the USA based on nationwide, Hartford, Safeco, Travelers. These are best A rating companies we are dealing with, and I'm so proud to be have in that we are dealing with and we are ensuring with the properly to the person that having a peace of mind that being properly insured. So please, next page, please. Yeah, so I'm in insurance business in the last 10 years. So my office is in Stockton on a Pershing Avenue. So I have over 100 carriers. So basically, we are dealing with over 100 companies that we are insuring with, and we are ensuring with like completely properly with the care with all clients that being properly insured with any of things they needed whenever they want it to be insurers. We are make sure we give them a proper service. We were there for them. We insured them whatever they needed, and I have over 100 carriers right now. I'm so proud. I started back in 2009 when I got my license, and I work with one guy. His name is Gary Rossi. He is a Italian guy. I worked for him with the 5 years. Then he sold his business, and I got opportunity to open my own brokerage company. So after that, I start working, establish my business, establish my relation with the clients, and now I have over 100 actually. Recently, we got some more acknowledgement. We got more carriers inside. So we have around 150 carriers where we insured with the people. We do auto, home, business, workers' comp, all kind of insurances. So auto insurances and home we do with the 15 carriers. And all A rating carriers we dealing with, and business insurers also we are dealing with 40 companies. And workers' comp also we are dealing with the 40 insurance companies. So next page, please. So we are committing on to the over client, over community. Whenever we got them insured, then it is not we insured one time, I forget them. We always help them whenever they need it. They need a claim, they need adding something, they want to delete something, they want any endorsement, they have any billing question, they have any coverage question. We are providing all kinds of services to them, and always we are there for them whenever they need it from us. This is a so it is not a commit. It is not a we insure them and we forget them. We are always there for entire 12 months policy period time, and in order to be having an independent broker, we will shop around for our insured. That being, we will provide them a best coverage and low premium. We will shop around for them. That's why we are keep adding more carriers so we can provide them a good service and make strong relations with all my clients. Because independent broker, we are our interest is on our customer side, not a company side, to be honestly. So we try to make a strong relation with the customers and provide them all kind of services entire year. So next page, please. So why choose us? As I mentioned, if our client need it is not a one-time will, even we talk with any new client, new person, we feel like we want him to feel like it's a family. We are talking with them, we make relation with them, and we feel them that he's talking like long-time friends, like we know each other longer, and sometimes we have to be very good listeners so we can listen people what they need. Then we will create our numbers to complete, to finalize, to find out whatever, how we can complete their need, which is important factor. So always Either they need any adding vehicle, they want to open a claim, they need any kind of a services. Our goal is always there to help them to make their best interest, not ours, neither a company, to be honestly. That's why I'm keep successing in my business and getting referral of mouth all the time. Oh, I have a team in my office. They have very good knowledgeable and they are always helping to people. They need any billing question, non-payment. They want to claim. They have adding services, their policy cancellation. We are following up all day, all the time with the clients to help them if they are busy, they forget to make a payment or whatever so reason. So we will follow up them as a courtesy and make sure they are top of their, because everybody is busy in their own life. All business owner people, they are busy 24 hours to make their work on a busy, they are busy. So we are helping their property, their assets, to make sure we can cover them. They are trusting on us, so we will cover them and provide them a best coverage, which is important for us. So it's been either they are shopping around in personal umbrella, they need a home insurance, they need a auto, or they need a business insurance, they need a workers' comp. We shop around all over the package for all our insureds. And we will make sure when it is a renewal time comes, we will shop around them and provide them a lower rate wise and provide them a better coverage. This is our goal, and we are doing this for entire year and make strong relations with our client to make them a better, so he can give us a referral, so we can this is the reason I'm word of mouth getting business. So many things that I'm getting word of mouth with the people, then I'm keep moving. So next page, please. So we are insuring, these are the few tips only that I'm insuring with, but there are much more than that, because let me tell you one another things. I'm dealing right now over 100 companies. So this means one insurance company has more than 300 classifications. So, and I'm dealing right now over 100 carriers. So it's a lot of huge potential risk as I'm calculating and I'm insuring people with. So it is not like six business, it's just the idea of the business that what we are doing, but we are doing much more than we are insuring any medical offices, any strip mall plazas, any rental offices, any apartment risks, any dental, all kind of businesses we are insuring. And we have each company we are dealing with. Overall, we have more than any one business we insure, we have a more than 10 to 20 carriers we are insuring. So it's a great size of achievement that I have, that customer don't need to be called 5 different people to be insuring. So he just call us and he just need to be sit around and make relax. The rest work is overdoing. For auto and home, we are shopping around 15 carriers. It's a huge, and all carriers are A rating we are dealing with. So they have a strong financial strength. They have a strong, they handle professional way with the claims and everything. So it has us peace of mind that we are insuring those clients with the company. And it's a so proud moment for us to always be the part of good company and making those clients to part of that association, that company that they will go with. So I'm writing all the liquor stores, gas station, convenience store, grocery store, local trucking, restaurant business, like a postal office business, franchise, 7-Eleven, Subway, medical offices, doctor offices, apartment risks, strip mall plaza, warehouses. And if you own any individual LRO buildings, we insure them all. So we do everything under one roof. Next page, please. So this is my office address, and I'm on a Stockton, on a Pacific, on a Robin Hood Drive, and my license number is there. I have 11 years on a license, and my phone number, my office number is there also, and I'm available 9 to 5 over there, all 5 days. So feel free, anybody have any questions, they can reach me there. I can definitely help them. And next page, please, if have my business flyer page.
Yes. investment?
Guard, Hartford, Foremost, Travelers, Liberty Mutual, NetGen. These are the few companies that we are insuring with, but I have lots of companies so with the dealing with. So we can shop around and tailor the coverage for individual needs. So if any one person has a chunk of properties. He has a entire rental properties, couple multiple properties, and personal and home. Then we recommend him to advise him to have a umbrella as and a top make a package. So we are providing to anybody like a consultancy. We are giving consultancy and advise people that whatever they can need those kinds of services, what kind of a coverage they needed, and if once we are doing on like a business insurances, and for business insurance, every insurance has its own unique coverage side too. For example, if we are doing on if we are insuring any convenience stores, they have a liquor liability they need it. They need a theft coverage, and they need a business income coverage. And if we are insuring any restaurant businesses, they don't sell liquor, then we don't need a liquor liability. We need a food contamination coverages. And if we are insuring any liquor, any gas station, we want to make sure we are insuring their canopies, buildings, pumps, and big signs. Sometimes people watch on a freeway. It's roughly is $100,000 signs. So we make sure we insure every part of the aspect of the building that being properly insured. If anything's happen, then it will be covered under the appropriate manner with the policy. And another thing is like whenever we are insuring, let's say we insuring any medical offices, then at that time they need a like a kind of a EPLI and what is called like online cyber coverages and those kinds of a thing. So it is all depend what kind of a business we are insuring, and what kind of a client and what kind of a service insurance he needs. Then we will change that, because every insurance has its own unique coverage which we are insuring. So let's go dive into it, and I'm just going to be going to be further and to go some home insurance and auto insurance with some details, like basically. So everybody, everyone has his own insurance. If they're gonna see on a declaration pages, usually there is a first amount says a dwelling amount. That is dwelling amount is their primary home value. That is a face amount if insured if anything's happened on a property, and if got in a total that needs to be replaced that building. So that is the face amount, but it is all clients, they need to be understand, they need to be review their policy. They are not overinsured or they are not underinsured. That they have to be looked, and they have to be talk with their agents to be, hey, did you shop around my insurance each year or 1 or 2 year after? So what is my coverage? Discuss with your agent, or if you feel you can let us know, we can provide you free consultancy whatever question you have. Then the next coverage usually under there is the other structure. The other structure coverage is usually it's covering the fence and any detached garage or any detached places there. That usually covered under other structure. It is usually 10% of the dwelling A. Then there is if you have then there is a next coverage is a business personal property. So business personal property, it's basically your inventory, your furniture, your computer, entire your home stuff you are carry. That is covered under personal property. It is usually 50% to 70% of the dwelling A. Then there is a medical coverage. The medical coverage is Also, to be regardless, it is if anyone's injured on your property that needs to be covered, it has to be have medical coverage for 1,000 or 5,000, whatever, but it follows the liability limit. Then there is a loss of rent coverage. The loss of rent coverage is if if anything happen on your premises, then you need to be go move out and live additional living place that is covered under. That also usually 10% of the dwelling area. Then after next coverage is a personal liability coverage. That personal liability coverage is covers if anything happens on your property with arising like for example, uh, let's say the extent the personal and liability coverage is usually like if anybody somebody walk in your property and anything happen, he falls and slip down and anything happen arising out of your property claim, it will goes out there and you have to just pay your deductible only. So the rest thing is going to be covered by there. So the next coverage, usually it's extended replacement coverage. It's called EC. It covers inflation, like the cost of construction. If you insure your home like 10 years back, anything's happened on, if somebody has insurance from 2010, anything happened 2020, so that if you have extended replacement cost, it will cover the inflation of the cost if it gets a total and need to be replaced built in a new home. Then you have a building code ordinance or law coverage, which is a very important coverage too. The building ordinance or law coverage, it's usually cover for any damages or destroy property that pass property to the current building codes. For example, somebody has an old home, 20 years old, 30 years old, they did not put it any building ordinance or law coverage in his property. So if they have to be, if they need to be replaced build, they need to be replaced build. The current in code, it costs them 4,000 to 10,000 between. So it is so important coverage to have that in your property, in your policy. It's called ordinance or law coverage. So that will helps to upgrade your code whenever it's gotten into damage, as how many years after maybe it's going to be changing the zoning and all, but it is always, if you have those coverages, it will always follow your upgrade to the current upgrade building code. Then you have there's a personal injury protection coverage. Personal injury protection coverage, usually it's cover the verbal and slander law, tort law. If anything happens, people sometimes they arguments with anybody, so that is covered under that personal injury protection. So if you have a rental properties, yeah, definitely we will advise people to the personal injury protection is a very good coverage to have over there, because you have to be dealing with the tenants and sometimes it's happened. The normal conversation takes in the shape of arguments that the time those kinds of coverage is needed. Then if you have any everyone is buying properties. If you buying any upper and fixer properties, like the vacant property you buying, you purchase a vacant property and you need to be remodel, replace remodel this property, make sure you guys need to be have a vandalism coverage. It is not automatically comes in, you it needs to be endorsed that coverage on a vacant property. And as soon we insure any properties, nowadays company has a third party contract, so they reach the location, they took outside. Nowadays due to COVID-19, nobody goes inside, they just go from outside. They just watch outside pictures, how the property looks, what kind of a property, if it is empty property, someone living there, and what kind of a shape it is, or it is if it is a all vandalized property, then policy is going to cancel. So we'll talk. It is so important to talk with when you are insuring the property, when you are, so when you need insurance for those kinds of a property. Every insurance has its own unique coverage, either it's a home, a rental property, or LRO property. So if you have if you have a rental properties, you need to make sure your tenant has his own coverage. That is a renter insurance. It's just only $20-$30 a month, that because the landlord coverage is not cover anything on a tenant coverage. Tenant has his own cover to cover if they are living on that premises. For their business property, if they got something into theft, the landlord has no coverage that he can provide from his coverage to the tenant, anything. There's no possibilities. So tenants always advise your tenant to, hey, we need a renter insurance proof if you can send us. And that has your own protection. Then I cover my building protection, you cover your protection, so that have a both peace of mind. So this is kind of a scenario like all coverages kind of a. And I want to share some auto insurance also. We all buying luxury, beautiful cars. Someone driving Mercedes, Tesla, Porsche. So these all cars, we want to make sure we have a proper good limits on a policy too. Yeah, so that being properly covered. So what are those coverages? Yeah, once we are buying any vehicle, either we are leasing or we are buying or purchasing. So the first coverage is called body injury coverage. It comes with the per incident or per person or maximum coverage on that. So it's depend whatever people they can afford. And sometimes people they don't afford high limits, but this is okay. It's all people have their own criteria, own financial strength, how they can handle this. But body injury is covered per person. For example, we put it 100,000 coverage to 300,000 coverage. So they have 100,000 per person, 300,000 maximum coverage on their policy period on 12-month term. Then, so anything happens, they have a maximum coverage up to the limit on that policy limit, if anything's happen on that. Then there was another coverage is called property damage. The property damage means if they are damaging anyone else's property for any public place, any renter, any homes, any fences, any poles, or anybody, another vehicles. So those coverages are what for. Let's say if we are putting $50,000, clients want a 50,000 property damage coverage. So it is covered up to 50,000 coverage. Then there is another coverage is called medical. It's some states say PIP, personal injury protection also, and some says the medical coverage. Medical coverage regardless covers to the drivers and the passengers inside the car. Then there is another coverage called uninsured motorist, UMBI, which is a very important coverage. I will definitely suggest everyone to keep those high coverages, but it covers three things, very important three things. It covers uninsured motorists if you are driving on road. If somebody hits you, and sometimes people got shocked, somebody hit them and they couldn't find out, oh, what happened? How did it happen and what they're gonna do? They could be stumbled, they couldn't see that, how they can come out of it, and another person who hit, they run. And then the person who got hit, he got a damage, his vehicle, his body injury and everything. Then he doesn't have any clue who hit them, because the driver, another party already hit and run. So that the time your uninsured motorist coverage kicks in, and it gives you help to damage your thing, to cover your car, to maintain to pay your bills, to make you back on your financial strength. And let's say if somebody else, someone hit you and they stay there and they have a very low state limit, and you are driving luxury car, could be Mercedes or Lexus or Tesla or more any luxury car, somebody hit at you and he has very low limit and you have a lots of big damage on versus you and his limits got exhausted. So that time also your uninsured motorist kicks in and it will repair your own coverages. Your own, they will pay your own damage, they will pay your own medical bill, they will repair your car, your vehicle. So how that is how important is that? So I always advise people to keep that also match with your liability limits. If you have a 200, 300, if you have a 250 to 500, if you can afford, keep those limits. You never know. Sometimes it's a chain of event accident, anything's happen, and you doesn't know, you know. So make sure you guys have a good coverages. Then there is another coverage called comprehensive. The comprehensive coverage, it's to be, it's you have cover under windshield with your theft, your hail, or your crack on your cars, like windshield crackdown. Those coverages are covered under comprehensive coverage. It's a very broad form. So, and if you got into total, there is another coverage have a collision. Then you're gonna be, if you got into collision, then automatically you got total. They open a claim and the adjuster will talk to you and whatever the procedure, they will handle that way and you got your money reimbursement back. So after there is another important coverage. If you are driving on a road on a luxury car, or if you buy any new car, purchasing or leasing anything, there is a gap called gap coverage. The gap coverage is so important. Whenever we are buying any luxury car, as soon we took out from a on a showroom, it start depreciating. And after 6 months or 1 year on the road, anything happen on my car, it got total, and you owe more money than the car depreciated value that time, the gap coverage kicks in and it pay three, four, $5,000 up to amount, or maybe more, depend how depreciate the vehicle. So, and it's so important to have a gap coverage. So it will help you because once people got into accident, they suddenly got it's not it's a one thing then another thing then you know it's so many things all together when people they have financial hardship and they have to be pay from your own pocket that time $4,000-5,000 is a huge cost. So make sure you guys have a hard gap coverage in your policy. And the next coverage on auto policy is called uh, uh, waiver waiver of collision. If you are driving and you are not at fault, then that time, if you choose to go with another party coverage, that time your deductible is waived. So you don't have to pay deductible from your own pocket. If you choose to go with your own insurance company, then that time you will pay deductible. But since if you are not at fault, it will reimburse you, but it does take a time. 2 months, 3 months, whatever the time period both companies are taking to be finalizing those claims. So you can do both way, but you have to have a waiver of collision signed on application that so you can go from there. Then there is another coverage called glass deductible. The glass deductible is usually apply any windshield. Not every company provides, but some companies they provide a glass deductible. If you are driving on a road, on a freeway, you anything happen on your windshield and it's got into the crack, then you any luxury car you are driving, you have to pay lots of money from your own pocket, or unless you have to pay first deductible. If let's say example, your deductible is $800, $500, $1,000, then you are driving nice luxury car, then it costs almost same amount, $1,000, because whatever deductible you choose in insurance, you have to be paid above that premium the carrier will pay above that premium and you will pay from your pocket that low premium. But if you have a glass deductible waiver, that the time you will not have to pay the deductible amount. It waive that amount. Then you will go the company and they will let you know, hey, go there and take care your wind will take care of your windshield and you are good to go. So these are so many important coverages. I always recommend people that they go there and they make sure they have it, all those coverages. Then if they need it, rental coverages, they can always add rental coverage if they have a just a limited vehicles and more people, they have a job to do and anything's happen on their one vehicle, so they can add always rental car. So rental car is always in case of available only when their primary car got into total and it's not drivable. That the time the rental car is available. Then after there is another coverage is called towing services. So towing services is depend people if they like to choose any some companies they offer 15 miles, some companies offer 100 miles. But right now it's COVID-19, people don't driving, so they usually stay home. So it's a different scenario in these days. But these are very important coverages, and people they just think about it. They should check their policies on a yearly basis. They're gonna go back to their agents and talk to them and see if they have those kinds of all coverages there. And so that way it is anything's happen, any unforeseen event happen, so they have a coverage for that. So next, usually we do business insurances. I already mentioned, I believe a business insurance is it's a prior, so that what kind of a business insurances we are dealing with, and then all business insurance has its own unique coverage. Doesn't matter what business are you in. So we provide all kind of a business insurances, and if you need a workers' comp, I have 40 companies to deal with the workers' comp. So whatever business are you in, we do more than 10 or 15 carriers. Even we insure hospitals. I have all kinds of carriers we can insure with right now. And we are make suring, once we are insuring people, that we provide them entire yearly services that and so that way they have any if they have any concern, they have any questions, they have any claim, they are buying any vehicle, they need any deleting vehicle, we always provide them in timely manner services. So we are here always for our community. We are always here for our people, and always trying to educate them. They can have a best services. We can provide them a best service if they can choose us to have it on, and we can give free consultation to everyone. If they have any question, they can reach us, and we can provide them a free quotes or any questions they have.
Thank you, Rajit. That was a very, very informative lecture and presentation. In fact, I know a little bit about this business because all end up buying insurances and all end up dealing with it sometimes because you have to enforce it. But it clarified so many things, and I do have some questions to ask of you. I'm sure that others who are online will be asking some questions, but since I have the privilege of microphone right now, I'll just go in sequence. So what your comments are about, and we are in a conversation like mode, so question is basically to lead into a topic. So how do you assess any individuals assess the needs for the insurance, that what kind of insurance this person would need?
Like for any home insurance or
everything about their life. So somebody walks into town, they have just finished their college and this is their first job, and they are in the town and they are not insured.
Yeah, and basically, sir, it is all depend how much they can afford, basically. So it's because if we can pick the two scenario, one person has a luxury life, he has he has his own style of insurance too. One person he just barely walk into, he has handful mouth and just need to be paid any all insurance, all he has to pay all bills. We will still advise him you can take as much insurance that will cover your needs and also give you a little bit financial help, because insurance is definitely bring back people if anything happen on a claim. And if you have a right insurance, you will get a coverage and you will cover your potential loss and you will come back on the road back again, even if you really handful mouth. So definitely at least minimum, not minimum liability. I will recommend people 1535 is a state low limits, but at least I will recommend people at least have a 50, 150. And if they are living apartments, I will definitely tell them have their own renter insurances at least to have cover your property. You never know. Everybody's living good place, but nobody knows anything's happened on any place. So at least you have your things covered.
So you will go case by case basis and review their independent situations and then make the recommendation.
Yes, definitely. Yes, because that is more important, because what people they can afford and they have asset. If one person has a more assets and he want to cover his more entire big assets, then it has definitely he gonna go above coverages. Yeah, he gonna go personal home insurance umbrella high limits versus one person has it. So it's all depend independent person need to need what they
Right.
can.
Right.
Yes,
But you said towards the end of your lecture that you provide that free consultation.
I do.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. And I think I would like to emphasize that people who will be listening to this lecture or listening to it right now, that they should take advantage of this service that you are providing to the community. My next question is, and then I'll take a break from my questions so that others can ask, and I'll come back to the questions because as you were talking, I was writing down my questions. So we live in California, and part of the California comes in the earthquake zone. Residents who are living in the San Joaquin County, we are relatively stable in terms of the earthquakes. But every other year or so, from the Earthquake Authority, we get a letter suggesting that we should get the earthquake insurance. What are your comments to the San Joaquin County residents that whether they should do about their earthquake insurance?
Sir, it is usually, yeah, definitely by law, they have to be sent it, that document that he, if you want, you can have those insurances, because the primary home insurance, uh, earthquake insurance or flood insurance, these are not covered under insurances. So these has to have a separate insurance. So if people, it's all their own independent choices, to be honestly. Some people, they want earthquake, they want a flood insurance too. Even they are close to flood zone, they are not a zone or a elevation, but they still want it to be have peace of mind. But some way people they don't want it earthquake, which is important too. You have to be go to pay only your structure deductible. For example, if you have a $1 million home, you choose 10% deductible on your earthquake coverage. It is not a it is not a dollar deductible, it is a structural deductible that gonna be a go from there, the rest coverage is there. So and premium is very low. So if people in a California too, yeah, LA side, San Francisco side, people, yeah, definitely earthquake has come once a while, not really once a while, but yeah, it comes, yeah. So definitely, if the people are around there, that zoning, so definitely recommend them if they want it, they can have those insurances.
Right. So insurance companies generally know who lives in flood zone or who lives in the earthquake zone, and they I'm sure that there are discounts if the residents in protected zones or less incidence zone are living. Just for example, San Joaquin County earthquake is not a reality or the probability. Everything can happen, but historically looking at, we are not in the earthquake area. So you said that premiums are very low. Can you put a dollar value range that we should look into for yearly premium?
Yes, you can do. Yeah, there is a dollar value on that. It's yeah, I don't have a numbers in front of me, but definitely yes, you can put it on because it runs on a deductible on but premium is very low for roughly idea. It's all because the carrier you are with the primary home insurance, they are the one who can insure with the earthquake too. So they make very low premium side on earthquake. It is not. I recently insured like a Fremont side, so their earthquake is not that high. So and it's all depend again how big is the home value, which area is that, and what kind of a company you are insuring with. So these all matter. There is not dollar amount. I cannot produce any dollar amount in front of here because it goes some numbers to coding system that brings back with the value of the amount.
Okay. All right. Questions from others in the audience. I don't want to hog the question and answer session.
Yeah, I have a question. Hello, नमस्ते राजी. पहले तो बहुत ही knowledgeable, बहुत ही interesting presentation. मैं तो खुद अपनी insurances को दोबारा check करूँगी अब कि you know I feel कि मैंने काफी चीजें उसमें miss की हुई हैं. So पहला क्वेश्चन ये था कि ब्रुकसाइड एरिया में जहाँ पे हम लोग रहते हैं वहाँ पे फ्लड इंश्योरेंस का क्या जोन है एंड डू यू रेकमेंड दैट वी गेट फ्लड जोन हियर फ्लड इंश्योरेंस इन दिस एरिया?
I will check G. It's I think 95219. Maybe not to be honestly, but I will check with the elevation, which I have to run some addresses, then see which area is a, which what is the elevation on those areas. Then I can advise that if needed. Then I will let you know because I have to put it the address in the system to see what elevations comes up.
So my last information on that is that we are 9 feet below the sea level. And but our valley, our levee is reinforced recently or back in 1996 flood or 95 flood when the big flood came. At that time, they had reinforced the levee, and therefore now we are protected. And this 95219 is no longer in the flood zone. But I'm not sure on that, and that's a very good question to ask that whether we are in flood zone.
Yeah, or yeah, if you can check on that and let us know, we'll definitely be interested. और दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि आप प्रोफेशनल लायबिलिटी भी करते हैं या जनरल लायबिलिटी की जिसकी लिमिट्स हाई होती हैं 3 million and 5 million वाली?
Yes, जी professional liability भी, general liability भी, everything, EPLI भी, yes, everything, yes, जी हम सब कुछ करते हैं, yeah, we do.
Okay, so that's really good. I will text you. And also, I wanted to thank you very much on following up on the ये अपना non-profit insurance. हमें आपकी जितनी आपने help की, that was really nice. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, जी.
Any other questions? Sonia, do you have any question? Okay, so while they are thinking about their questions, I'm going to go to the next question that I wanted to ask. What about
I think I'm sorry. I think Sharad has a question.
Let me go ahead, Sharad. Yes,
myself. So,
yeah.
So Raj, very.
Hey.
Sharad have an echo.
I think.
Whether he should talk to you.
Sharad, we cannot hear you. Your microphone is mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me some more information on umbrella policies?
I'm sorry.
Umbrella policy.
Yeah, umbrella policy. Umbrella policy is where we have a home and auto will make a bundle top of that umbrella policy. If the people has a rental properties, if somebody owns more than home, auto, then umbrella, rental properties, we make them all together as a bundle and provide top umbrella policies. Yes, we do umbrella policies.
So do we have a business umbrella policy and the personal umbrella policy covered, or we have to have a separate?
No, the home insurance cover, home and auto is cover. Sorry, the personal insurance coverage, personal umbrella coverage, personal umbrella, business umbrella cover, business umbrella. So umbrella insurance does not cover both home insurance and business insurance. It has to have a separate.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I prioritized my questions so that I can ask the important questions that will be benefiting all of us. Every now and then, 3-4 months, actually, somebody would call me and ask for recommendations for visitors insurance because their parents are going to be coming to US. And especially you walk around the Brookside, there are so many parents who are coming in on visitor visa and staying here. So these people have asked questions like that. And of course, I used to refer them to India West kind of publications so that they can find somebody. But you are a great resource. I think I can refer them to you. So how does it work? When do you have ability to provide the visitors insurance? And I'm very specific to people who are visiting from India to United States.
So visitor insurance, are you referring to health insurance or?
I'm referring to health insurance.
Yeah, no, sir, I don't do health insurance.
Okay, do you know anybody or you have a referral base where we can do?
Yeah, I will help them if you recommend. If you refer me somebody, I will help them to find the way.
Okay. So of course, in that case, you would not have information on how much it used to cost, about 25 rupees if they purchased in India, because I purchased one time for my parents when they were visiting. So, but that was like 15 years ago. Now I'm sure it changed.
Yeah, it changed. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't have idea, but I can refer them to be good person hands. Yeah, they will help.
Okay. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of need in the community, not only the parents, siblings, other relatives come and go. And so that will be. I want to hear your comments. And if there is an insurance loophole where one can work through. So you have parked your car in your driveway or on the side of the road and the tree falls on it and it's act of God. Is there a way around it to get paid your insurance back?
It's depend which company you are with. Yeah, there is around to be either it goes under home insurance because or it's got car got into a total also. But you are doing claim against your property yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If it is
Yeah.
standing
Yes.
just a question, yeah, right. So it is all depend. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can. I believe. Yeah, you can have a claim reimbursement on that.
Oh, I see. So if my car is in my driveway and my own tree falls on my car,
Yeah, but
we
it's
can we
not
can we
knowingly.
can still be covered.
Definitely, it will be covered by the carrier. Depend how the policy written.
Okay. Yeah, it happened to me. That's why I'm asking you, except at that moment, the car was not there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, car was there in the morning. I drove to work, came for lunch, but did not park on that spot. I parked on the roadside because I had to leave again after lunch, and the tree fell in between. So
Oh, so
if I had
did
the car
you-
there, yeah,
oh, oh, oh my God.
right here in this house in Pine Valley Circle in Brookside. Yeah.
Okay, जी. Okay, जी. Wow. Wow.
Uh,
So, what happened on that? तो वो आपने उस समय पार्क में थी जहाँ पे सुबह पार्क थी शाम उस
हाँ
समय
नहीं वो डैमेज नहीं हुआ but just in case if it had happened.
Yeah, at least you get a collision. The car got into the collision for any unforeseen event. तो अगर वो total हो जाती है ट्री डिपेंड है अगर ट्री बहुत बड़ा है तो वो complete damage कर सकता है.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely, yeah, you
Okay.
will coverage on that. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready for other questions before we close the meeting.
Sure.
I just have a comment ki Raji, is it okay if I post this video on YouTube and have it available for our other?
Sure, ji. If you like it,
Yeah, it's very informational. I think everyone should benefit from it. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes. So, Rajit, thank you very much for joining us today and serving your own organization, American Desi Society. We always welcome you, and today you were very, very good in terms of providing information. It was very categorical, and you went step by step into everything. One thing that I really liked is that you offered us and the community members in our San Joaquin County with some free consultations, our ability to answer questions, and you provided your office